alive!
Every memorable story has a great villain at the center, whether it be in film, TV shows, or literature, but the ones in video games aren't talked about enough. Many actors have made their whole careers off playing villains, like Christoph Waltz, Javier Bardem, and Jeremy Irons. In the industry of video games, there's one similar actor who embodies his villains perfectly, and that is the one and only Peter Blomquist. He has played two absolutely iconic villains in Red Dead Redemption 2 and LA Noire, being Micah Bell and Dr. Harlan Fontaine. Micah Bell is in the category of characters that get under your skin the more they are on screen, and you wish to just put a bullet between his eyes. Micah Bell spends most of the game as part of your gang, so unfortunately you can't end him straight away, and you have to work alongside him and act like you two are brothers. However, just because he's supposed to be your compatriot, this does not stop Rockstar from making him extremely unlikable as you go through each chapter, even though he is your comrade and partner in crime. Peter Blomquist said in an interview that 95% of his time was spent also doing motion capture, so every little movement you see Micah do is also done by him, making it even more impressive, showing that Peter Blomquist went fully out when embodying Micah. It is only at the end that we get our suspicions confirmed that Micah is up to no good and is in fact a damn rat. While the Vanderlyn gang takes loyalty very seriously, you can see that Micah does not have the same principles. That is why he is clearly ostracized by many of the members who are forced to work with him. The missions in which Micah is most in his element are the ones where the most goes wrong. Like, for example, in the ambush at Rhodes, where you know what happens.
Could have told you.
Or in Ansburg, when Dutch does this. He clearly loves chaos, and that is why he embodies the wild of the Wild West perfectly. Despite us not wanting to admit it, the Vanderlyn gang aren't your traditional outlaws. The outlaws of the Wild West are those who are more similar to Micah Bell, who are unpredictable and will do anything to survive. Micah might seem like an outlaw with no brains because of his rash, irrational ways, but as you get to know later, he's a manipulative and conniving character which throughout the whole game doesn't change once and stays true to his own principles. This is what makes Micah so absolutely abhorrent in our time playing the game, because this couldn't have been done by no other than Peter Blomquist. The specific presence that he gives Micah Bell is unlike any other villain, which makes him so widely hated. From the first time we see Micah emerge from the blizzard, we get this feeling of uneasiness around him that Peter Blomquist is able to transfer across the screen in every little expression that we get from Micah, whether it be in a cutscene or when we're at camp playing Five Finger Fillet with him. Surprisingly enough, this wasn't Peter Blomquist's first rodeo as a villain, as he portrayed Dr. Harlan Fontaine in LA Noire. Similarly to Micah Bell, the Doctor is a manipulative figure, which uses his flashy words and the title of doctor to trick his patients. The first time we see his manipulation at work is when he keeps Elsa Lichtman addicted to drugs so he can observe how an addict breaks down, and using Lou Bochwalter, leading to his untimely death. Both of Peter Blomquist's characters are obsessed with power, with Micah trying to gain power to continue his rampage as an outlaw, whilst Dr. Harlan Fontaine uses it to profit of the Suburban Redevelopment Fund and increase his ego. Because he's so sure that everything will always go as he has planned, he insults other people's intelligence and treats them like helpless, innocent puppets, almost to the point of malignant narcissism. Even in the most tense situations, he always speaks with a cool, disarming southern accent and never shows his feelings or motives. Looking at both of these villains, it can be seen why they're so unique and memorable for the player, because of the genuineness they have and what Peter Blomquist brings to them from his own experience to make them so consistently malicious that you feel hatred for Micah or Dr. Fontaine from the most inner part of your heart. This shows that when voicing and motion capturing a character isn't just as simple as reading lines off a page or doing simple actions, but completely and utterly embodying the character so that when it is all rendered into the game, the player clearly sees the character's intention intentions in their every action. I hope everyone enjoyed this look into Peter Blomquist's villains and his craft, which has left so many of us loving to hate Micah Bell and Dr. Harlan Fontaine because of how he was able to portray them in Red Redemption 2 and LA Noire. I don't know about y'all, but I would love to see him also play villains or characters in films and TV shows in the future, as I think it would be even better seeing him on screen in some of our most favorite media. Without further ado, I'd like to thank Peter Blomquist and of course you, the viewer, for watching this video. I'll see everyone later and goodbye.